ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bombers. I'm Amajal Knowles with your ZNS Total Sports. Well, it was a battle of the Bahamians last night in the NBA as Buddy Hield and his Sacramento Kings. They went to the desert to match up with fellow Bahamian DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns. DeAndre would win the individual matchup, finishing with 21 points on 10 of 14 shooting, adding 9 rebounds, but tallying more fouls and points in the fourth quarter of the disappointing 114-103 home loss. Buddy would post 16 points with 3 rebounds and 2 assists across 24 minutes of play. Buddy was playing 2 minutes in the fourth quarter as head coach Luke Walton opting to stick with a rotation of second unit players that had the hot hand and helped spearhead the comeback for the Kings win. For the Kings, they have a chance to continue their momentum, matching up with the toughest team in the East on Friday, that being the Milwaukee Bucks and MVP frontrunner Giannis Antetokounmpo. As for the Suns, they have a matchup with the Orlando Magic on Friday and will try get back into the winning column. Some positive news coming out of the high school basketball ranks this morning. The CC Sweeting Cobras conducting a special assembly and pep rally on campus to congratulate the senior boys basketball team on their outstanding academic performance in the first term, as more than 90% of the boys' student athletes gained a GPA of 2.5 and above, and approximately 5 boys gained a GPA of 3.0 and above, the team also being presented with official senior boys basketball team jackets for their performance.
I mean, education is so important. I spend a lot of time this summer trying to recruit players who, one of the first things I asked them is what your GPA was coming from the old schools. And the key was to make certain that we recruited players who had greater than 2.0 GPAs. So often we see so many of our high school players play at exceptional levels, but at the end of the day, they aren't able to make it to college by virtue of the fact that they don't have the necessary grades in order to meet the requirements for the school, so the university said they'd like to attend.
As for what the athletes had to say about their accomplishment.
It means a lot to us because basketball, I mean, the world isn't just about basketball, it's about academics as well.
Yeah, that's doing study on, all of us at 3:15, or else should be the study on. If we don't be the study on, we have push-ups and planks to do. So.
More high school basketball news yesterday over in the Bahamas Scholastic Association. Action taking place at the Hope Center. In senior boys, would be the Kingsway Academy Saints knocking off Horizon Academy 25-15, led by 10 points from Sidney Wilson.
Today, we played competitive. We fought hard. We pushed the ball. We worked as a team. It was a team, man. We all played together. We all succeed together, and we just came up with the victory.
You feel like you had any competition?
No, sir. It was just an easy run through. It was good to go.
The young team, it's a young team, Horizon Christian being in a young school, a new school. So we're teaching the game. Like I told the kids just a minute ago, you know, the thing is, we go into the game, every time we go into the game with the opportunity to win the game. But obviously if you're being defeated, and if it's by plenty, there's still learning pieces we take from it. So there's never a loss when we move away from it as individuals and as a team. And I think today there's some stuff that we learned. And the thing is, the future is bright because we had a really young team. Guys 13, 15, a lot of the better players in grade 10. We have a few seniors who are pretty good players too, but it's learning. It's developing the game right now.
What next for your team?
We go back and we play a pretty good team on Wednesday, but again, like I say, it's the future of the game. It's really trying to build the program to where we want it. And I think we got great support in the principal, Miss McPhee there, and sky's the limit to the program. I mean, just continue to watch us build. It's our first year, but just keep an eye out for us. Horizon Christian it is.
Over in junior boys, Kingsway again would get the dub. They would take down Jordan Prince William 42-21. The top scorer there for Kingsway would be Shashawn DeVoe.
Good win because we went on Christmas break and then we had a whole time eating all those turkey and ham. And so this win was really good for us because it shows us that what we practice during Christmas break we put into play. Okay, we have a pretty okay team this year. We're rebuilding. And our junior boys program, we starting from scratch, but we're trying to put some things together. And so hopefully we'll do a good showing in this league.
We played great. We communicated. We played good defense. And I feel as we could have worked out some stuff, but we still got the win. And I thank you for that.
The new year means that most persons are trying to start 2020 off on the right track by attaining their fitness goals for the year. But in this report from our Kelsey Johnson, an old-fashioned core building exercise may not be as good for you as you think.
Everyone wants a six-pack, abs of steel, they say, and sit-up and crunches usually do the trick. But how effective are they in terms of strengthening your core? Recent studies show that both sit-ups and crunches are potentially damaging for your back and contribute to spinal issues like herniated disc. Crunches compress the spine and encourage unnatural movements. So these two exercises are really now seen as a poor choice for abdominal strengthening.
When you think about anatomy and physiology, crunches are somewhat necessary to increase strength in the abdominal muscles, ab muscles. Everybody wants a six-pack, right? So they're necessary, but you have to be careful in how you do them. And even when you do it the correct way, you have to consider certain things. Like, for instance, if you're going to strengthen your ab muscles, you have to also strengthen your lower back muscles, because you're looking at the two postural muscles to keep the body upright. If any dominates, if the ab dominates, it'll pull you forward. If the lower back muscles dominate, you're in hyperextension. So you have to consider both. If you're going to have a program where you're thinking about strengthening the ab muscles, then it has to be a balance. But done incorrectly, it can also cause a lot of problems.
With crunches and sit-ups being the easiest and cheapest form of exercising, who's to actually say if you're doing the exercises properly?
Problems. So now you have people doing crunches, which is basically you're bracing the neck, elbows back, because if you pull your elbow forward, that means you're pulling on your cervicals, that's going to cause problems. Elbows back, and you're coming up, just raising the body just high enough off of the ground that the shoulder blades are off the ground, and back down to keep maximum tension on the ab muscles. And done that way with a committed program, then you would see the results. But again, we do it mostly for aesthetics. So even if you're doing crunches and you're not doing the cardio, you're not going to see the results, because there's also a layer of fat that covers the abs. Everybody has abs. They're just not exposed. So you can have strong abs, but still have a layer of fat over the abs. So
it just might be time for you to change your abdominal workout. Allow room for safer and more effective exercises that will strengthen your abs and spine. Stationary exercises like the plank, ab wheel rollouts, pendulum, windshield wipers, leg raises, and Russian twists are now trending and viewed as safer ways to stacking up those ripped abs. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
And that's been a look at sports. A quick check on weather is up next.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.